Okay, so I'm on this server, but I'm actually the only one online right now. So, but I just want to film on here because like if I have the opportunity to film here, I'll just do it. And I don't need to. I don't even have an axe. But if I had the opportunity to do it, I'll just film here, right? So, what I wanted to talk about today, and I know I haven't really made a video recently, like recently at all actually, and that's because I don't know if you know me. In the summer, I live separately with my two different parents, so I was at my mom's, and when I'm at my mom's, I can't record. So that's why if there's a hiatus, it's usually because I'm away with my mom. But anyway, I wanted to talk about something I don't have too much experience with, but I feel like I could have some knowledge with it. And everyone says that when they don't have experience with something. But again, this is just me sharing my thoughts, obviously. And it's just, if you are looking to date, I think you kind of have to date to marry. And people can obviously have different opinions about that and different like ways they want to go about it and different ways like hey, instead of like I want to date for pleasure instead, which I don't think is right. I think you should date to marry. But I mean I won't say I don't think it's right. I just think like you should consider marrying, right? Like every time you're dating, you should consider marriage because I feel like the person you're dating is maybe considering marriage. Maybe they're dating to marry. And if you don't date to marry, you kind of have to let them know if you don't, because you don't want to bring them down like that, right? And I think the problem with this generation, they just don't really know how to date to marry. And I don't think people take dating seriously. They don't think of the future when they date someone. Because a lot of the times I see people, they're like, yo, I dated this girl because she's fine as hell. But like, when I'm dating someone, like I've only dated a few women, but when you date someone and you want to date someone, you have to think like, why am I dating this woman? Why do I want to date this woman? Did the tree just dupe? I swear. Oh, it's here. I'm trolling. Anyway, so you date to marry, and I feel like people don't know how to do that anymore, and people just think when they want to date someone, like, oh my god, this girl is fine as hell. And you're like, but when I see that, I'm like, I guess you can start off with some experience. Like, obviously, you're dating, you might not be like, yeah, my first date's not gonna be a marriage. This is just for experience, which I get, I guess. But you have to go in with that mindset, like, hey, this girl, I want to have my children, if you want children. And like, hey, this girl, I want her, I want her to be with me for the rest of her life. And that's the mindset I go in when I date a new girl, right? I need to look for the one. I don't just date a girl who's gonna manipulate me, who's gonna hurt me. You gotta make sure. But obviously, when you're dating someone, you learn that stuff, so you can't obviously know right away, which sucks. Like, so sometimes you'll date a girl thinking, oh, they're the one, but like over time, you're like, okay, this girl's manipulating me, and you can't do anything about that, and it sucks, obviously. But that's just again with the experience part. You learn and you learn and you you learn from that mistake, right? So that's good. And like going back to people don't date to marry, like I've obviously made that point, but people are like, obviously like there's lust and stuff like that, like, oh, I want to date this girl because she would be great in bed. And that's like, all right, like that's not something you should consider. You should consider if they're fertile. You should consider like in the future, like, hey, I love this girl, and like, hey, this girl should be my wife. She should have my children. And obviously, not everyone dates to marry. People date for for pleasure and stuff like that. And I'm not one to talk about how you live your dating life, obviously, because everyone's different. And I don't have a problem really. I know I kind of said that. I just think it's wrong. I wouldn't do that. But I totally respect if you think that way. But I just don't think you should date to affection. You should date to marry, right? And I think I've always died on that hill. Like, again, going back with experience and stuff like that, you want that experience and you want that. So, and this goes for everyone. I'm not just saying woman. Like, what if you're a girl? You're like, because I know some girls watch my videos, so they're like, oh, hey, like, if you're looking for a guy, you should see if he's loyal, if he would have your children, if he would be good with children, if he would be good in knowing what to do. And I think that's very important because you need to know, like, this guy would be great and this guy would be amazing. So you obviously, I think a lot more girls nowadays, they're either, I don't want to say this, I'm not gonna say it, but like some girls obviously they do date for marriage, right? And that's great, but some girls don't. And obviously, as I've said before, it just all depends on your preference. But I think you would have a much better life if you date to marry. And if you want go into the mindset that you want marriage, you're just gonna be happier, in my opinion. You would just be happier with dating to marry because you want to marry that girl and you love that girl. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I kind of have to talk about. I know this video is a bit different. It's a bit weird. I'll try to upload tomorrow again, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And thanks for watching. And I wish you guys luck. If this video helped, be sure to share it to someone who needs help as well, or who would like this topic. Be sure to like and subscribe for more advice, usually daily. But yeah, subscribe for more daily advice from my experiences. That's about it. See you guys.